Why is everyone saying that Adam Eve is nerfed? Spoilers if you aren't up to date with Invincible. I've been seeing a lot of people compare the way that she displays her powers, the way that she uses them in her own special. And I've seen a lot of people debate that to the contrary. That through the years, Eve has lost her creativity, and that in her fight against the Viltrumites, she didn't have time to create constructs. Personally, when it comes to the show, I feel like Adam Eve suffer from the same things that we see when Green Lanterns are animated. The constructs are limited to budget and timing for the animators. For me personally, when I talk about whether Adam Eve is nerfed, talking about her character as a whole. The show has been doing a great job of fleshing her out way more than the comic books did. This episode signaled to me that we're going to start going on that downward trajectory of Adam Eve's character, where she stops existing as a character of her own, becomes the anchor for Mark's home life. The only contributions to the story is how she can help or save Mark. Now I'm going to get into comic book spoilers, so if you don't want to hear it, please leave. But after the fight with Conquest, where we learn that Adam Eve is essentially a god, can change the molecular structure of anything, including human beings. That revelation essentially means nothing because she's never able to exercise that power. Those blockers that scientist puts in will forever be in place. She doesn't have an arc where she learns her power and how to use it. She's only that powerful when Mark and herself are near death. And I get it. Everybody wants to talk about how hard it is to write a character that powerful. There are ways to do that outside of her just being useless, while highlighting how strong the Viltrumites are. It could be too fast for her to think of these constructs. There could be something with their DNA where she can't figure it out because she only knows Earth structure. They can create something that stops her from doing it. These are limitations that if Adam Eve was a male character would have been in place. You see that right now with Jujutsu Kaisen. Jojo is just as OP as Adam Eve is, and they find other ways to distract him or keep him out of the fights till they ultimately put him in a box. For her to not even have access to her restorative powers even feels like a slap in the face. That and the storyline in the comic books get really misogynistic. This fat storyline in which she becomes like a size 8 was not explored well at all, and really seemed like it was there to show what a good boyfriend Mark was. Outside this special, Adam Eve will never have a storyline that is her own. Once again, that is a big deal because she is a main character. Why is it that characters like Robot and Cecil are able to have their own storylines outside of Mark? Adam Eve isn't because she's a love interest. She got so much going on for her, and people should be terrified when she comes into a room. I'm sorry, but that's just simply not the case, and it never becomes the case. I should not be so worried for her every time she gets in a fight with Viltrumite. The way that they're scaling them, and not the way that they scaled her when those blockers went down. They don't even come up when the fight is getting real. Like, what are we saying here? But that's just me. Let me know your thoughts.